The Blackwood family, living in the rich neighborhood of Maple Grove. Terrence Blackwood, a successful real estate developer, and his wife Laurelai, a former model, had built a life together with their children from previous marriages, Ivy and Callum. To outsiders, they represented a perfect blended family with a loving relationship and successful children. But under the surface, there were hidden tensions and secrets. Hello and welcome to our channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and press the bell notification. Terrence's first wife, Elizabeth, had passed away suddenly, leaving him a widower with a young daughter. He later met Laurelai, who had been a model and was previously married to a photographer. They had a rapid romance and married, blending their families. Ivy, Terrence's biological daughter, initially struggled with her father's remarriage, but eventually warmed up to Laurelai. Callum, Laurelai's son, viewed his mother's marriage to Terrence with a sensible eye, appreciating the stability and opportunities it brought. Terrence and Laurelai were respected community members, hosting charity events and involving themselves in local politics. Their children excelled academically, with Ivy studying psychology and Callum recently graduating with a business degree. However, behind closed doors, unspoken desires, hidden secrets, and expectations created an atmosphere ripe for change. Terrence's life improved after tough times, while Laurelai's modeling career was ending. Despite this, they both appeared happy in public. As summer heat built, their relationships and hidden desires threatened to shatter their image, exposing cracks and revealing the truth behind their carefully constructed lives. On July 15, 2023, the day started bright and very humid in Maple Grove. The Blackwood family started their day as usual, not knowing their lives would change forever by nightfall. Terrence woke up early, his mind busy with the day's plans. He had an important meeting with investors in the afternoon that could lead to Blackwood Development's biggest project ever. While he tied his tie, Laurelai walked into their bathroom, her silk robe softly brushing against her skin. "Morning, darling," Laurelai murmured, pressing a kiss to Terrence's cheek. "Any plans for dinner tonight? I was thinking we could try that new Italian place in town." Terrence's reflection frowned slightly in the mirror. "I'm not sure when I'll be back," he replied. "This meeting could run late. Don't wait up for me." Laurelai's smile slipped for a moment, but she quickly regained it because her years of modeling had taught her how to keep a pleasant look. Callum, who always got up early, had already left for his internship at a local marketing firm. Terrence noticed his absence because he wanted to talk to Callum about some business connections that might help his stepson's career. As Terrence grabbed his briefcase and car keys, he paused to kiss Laurelai goodbye. Then he left the sound of his car engine fading as he drove away. The day went by without any problems. Ivy went to her summer job at the local library, while Laurelai kept busy with house chores and preparations for a charity event. The house settled into a quiet lull, the calm before the storm. It was just past 3:00 p.m. when Terrence's car unexpectedly pulled into the driveway. His meeting had concluded early, a rare occurrence that left him with mixed feelings of unease. The deal had been secured faster than anticipated, leaving him with an unfamiliar stretch of free time. As he entered the house, the silence struck him as odd. Laurelai's car was gone, likely out running errands. Terrence loosened his tie, deciding to use this unexpected free time to relax before sharing the good news with his family. Terrence's footsteps echoed through the empty hallway as he climbed the stairs to change into more comfortable clothes. As he reached the upper landing, he heard a muffled sound from Ivy's room, a mix of whispers and stifled laughter. Concern and curiosity battled within him. He approached the door, intending to knock, but hesitated when he realized there were two voices, one male. Ignoring his instinct to walk away and preserve trust, he turned the doorknob. The door swung open and Terrence froze. On Ivy's bed laid his daughter and stepson, entangled and undressed. Shock and anger surged through him as Ivy and Callum scrambled to cover themselves. "You," he shouted, "How dare you in my house with my daughter?" Terran attacked Callum, grabbing his throat and causing them to crash into Ivy's desk. Ivy screamed for her father to stop, but he didn't listen, tightening his grip until Callum's face turned purple. Realizing he had killed Callum, Terran, covered in blood, stared in shock at his stepson's body as Ivy sobbed. Ivy wanted to call the police, but Terran convinced her that they needed to cover up the incident to protect their family. They cleaned the scene and hid Callum's body in the garage. Terran made phone calls to cancel appointments and reported Callum missing to the police, pretending to be a worried stepfather. When Laurelai came home, Terran lied about Callum storming out after an argument, with Ivy supporting the story. Friends and police offered support, but only Ivy knew the truth. Terran reminded her that their silence was to protect the family. As days turned into weeks without any sign of Callum, initial worry turned into darker suspicions. Detective Elias Thorne was in charge of investigating Callum's disappearance. Even though the Blackwood family seemed innocent, Thorne felt something was wrong. As he looked more closely, he found problems with their story, especially when the DNA evidence didn't match Terrence. Along with finding fibers and bruises that didn't fit the first story, made Thorne doubt that Terrence was guilty. Ivy, feeling guilty, told Laurelai about what happened before Callum died. Laurelai, who had suspected Ivy and Callum had an affair, confronted Terrence. During their argument, overheard by Detective Thorne, Terrence admitted to staging the crime scene to protect Ivy, who he said had killed Callum. With this new information, the judge declared a mistrial, and Ivy was arrested. Both sides had to rethink their cases. At Ivy's trial, her defense argued she was temporarily insane and acted out of passion due to the stress of her secret relationship with Callum. The prosecution argued that Ivy was calculating and killed Callum to keep her affair hidden. Laurelai's tearful testimony about her suspicions and regrets swayed some jurors, while others saw her as complicit. Ivy was ultimately found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to 18 years in prison, with parole possible after 12 years. Terrence was convicted of obstruction of justice and filing a false report, receiving a 5-year sentence with 2 years suspended. The trials left the Blackwood family shattered, their once perfect image destroyed. Maple Grove, reeling from the revelations, began the painful process of healing and reflection. People began to piece together the puzzle of the Blackwood family's life, trying to make sense of how things had gone so wrong. Friends and neighbors who once admired the Blackwoods for their success and charm now saw them as a cautionary tale of how appearances can be deceiving. Terrence, in prison, spent his days reflecting on his actions and the chain of events that led to the tragic outcome. He often thought about how he could have handled the situation differently and regretted the choices that tore his family apart. His once flourishing business now faced ruin, and he had lost the trust and respect of his peers. Ivy, in her prison cell, struggled to come to terms with her role in Callum's death. The weight of guilt and remorse was a constant burden. Laurelai, back in Maple Grove, faced the community's scrutiny and pity. She found comfort in the support of a few close friends who stood by her side through the ordeal. She threw herself into volunteer work, trying to rebuild her life and find some semblance of normalcy. She visited Ivy regularly, hoping to mend their relationship and find a path forward. Detective Thorne, praised for his dogged pursuit of the truth, continued his work with a renewed sense of purpose. The Blackwood case served as a reminder of the importance of looking beyond appearances and trusting his instincts. As months turned into years, the memory of the Blackwood scandal faded, but its lessons remained ingrained in the fabric of Maple Grove. The community learned the importance of compassion, understanding, and the dangers of judging based on appearances alone. The Blackwood family's tragedy became a story parents told their children, a reminder that even the most seemingly perfect lives can hide deep and troubling secrets. It underscored the need for open communication, empathy, and the courage to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. The story of Terrence, Ivy, and Callum served as a powerful lesson in the complexities of love, loyalty, and the human capacity for both good and evil. Until next time, stay tuned and study safe. Thanks for watching.